Alright, I got a Massy Ferguson GC1710. This might be a common problem many of you have had. You got a sloppy handle here sometimes. What happens is on this side here, this pin, there's a screw underneath this plate and it needs to be tightened up. That shouldn't be moving. That's really sloppy. This is the same pin on this side. I already repaired it. If you notice, it doesn't move when you do the mechanism. So to get this out, you got to take out these 3 screws. That will take your arm off, and this one here holds the pin underneath here. So you're going to take these 3 off. Those will come out. You're going to have to take your nuts off this side to pull your pins out on all 3. And then there's a Allen key head here and an Allen key head over there. Those 2 come out. When you lift it off, you can tighten up the pin on here. I'll give you a video when I get it apart. Okay, so I've got the first screw out of the top here, and as you can see, it comes down to this nut right here. I always put the screws back into the nut just so I don't lose them when I pull apart. So I set that aside. I do that on the other 2 as well. The last one I actually left this one on and just took the bolt off of here, and I'll probably do that again this time. Just gives you a quicker alignment for when you put the handle back on. Okay, so now I have the second pin out, and I put the screw in here, and as you can see, it just slides off of there, like so. It just slides on. Okay, it's not the easiest with one hand, but you get the picture. It slides back on there, it comes off. So I'm setting that over here to the side. So now I'm down to 1 connection left. So I'm going to take this bolt off, slide the whole thing off, and then the handle and this and the bolt will all be together on the other side. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, now that I've got the bolt loose, just take the nut off of here, and you see that slides right out of there. Oops. So that comes out of there like so. Take that out. And as always, sorry for the video quality here, I'm by myself. I put the nut on so I don't lose it. And this is very hard with the video going. And I set that over here. So now you can see I've got my loose pin, one thing, and I've got one more to take off. I gotta take that nut off the back, slide it outside of the side, and then I can take those 2 screws out so that we can tighten that back screw down so that it doesn't move. And when we do, we want to line it up straight, just like so. Okay, so now I got these hex nuts loosened off. I'm just going to take them out of there. Sorry for my big hands. So there's just the 2, and set them somewhere where you're not going to lose them. Actually, I'll put them right there on the ground. Now this plate will come off, and when you turn it up, there's a Allen key right there, and I think it's like a 3mm or 5mm. I think it's 3mm and 5mm is the black one. So I'm gonna back that off, and I'm going to put in some Loctite. Don't know if I can record this or not. Let's see what I can do here. It's not a very long screw. As you can see, it's very short. Looks like they put red Loctite in it at the shop. I had this repaired once before, but it's loosened off again. I'm just going to tap it with some glue. It's permanent, but hopefully I don't have to take this thing apart again. That's the whole purpose of this. So now I just put that back in. wrench on that. Sorry, I'm off camera here. The old Loctite is still a little hard in there, so it's keeping it a little hard coming in. So there's, I've got it tightened up, so but you want to have it so that it's that pin is running to the side. And I got it 90 degrees where it needs to be, so it should be like that when you're done, but nice and straight. So I'm going to just give that a crank down. Again, off camera because I only have the two hands. Okay, so there, I got it pretty much straight. So now all you do is you put that back in there and put it back together. So I got to take this pin off here to get the hex back in though. So let's do it down by the side. Okay, so now I've got that pin out of there. Now I can get a direct path to get that Allen key in there. I didn't take the pin out beforehand because it helps you to realize which side this has to go back together when you're pointing. When you have it all apart and you're not certain if you didn't take a photo. I always recommend taking a photo before you take all the stuff apart, but thanks to John at Aquaponics there, he had the first videos up here showing us how to do this. That's why I'm brave enough to get into this right now. So this is, once you get that in there, you can crank them down. That was cranked in there, so give it a little torque there to exactly perfect tightness, which is probably, I don't know, there's probably a setting for that, but I don't usually go with that. I just go with my gut feeling. So I'm now going to reassemble everything I took apart in the first phase here. So this pin goes back in here. Put the bolt on there. To set that down so you get the idea. So that's gonna go in. Then my next thing will be my pin at the back. Sorry, it's this pin here at the back through there, and then the handle one will come on. So I'll come back when I'm getting close to being done. Thanks. Okay, so as luck would have it, my iPhone died on me before I could show you the next couple steps. So basically I put on the arms, I put on the arms and hooked up the one that we left hooked on here, the back one. Remember I left the bolt in there. So that gave me the reference as to where the other two had to go. I slid them on and you can see I've got the screws in here. Whoops, I'm so sorry with the camera here. As you can see, I've got those screws loose, and there's a reason for that, because if you look down underneath here, they have to go in a certain angle, and with them loose, it gives me a bit of wiggle room to get them turned so that they'll seat properly. And as they tighten up, they'll naturally want to go into place anyways. So I'm just going to start tightening them. It's a bit of a pain because your Allen key will not spin around here. If you got one of the ones with the balls on the end, probably would make it a little easier for this process. Or a ratchet. I just got my old school these here. As you can see, this is slow going, so I will come back once they're tightened. Okay, so as you can see, I've got them a little bit more tight now. They still look a little sloppy here. But as you tighten it down, you'll see that it will snug up if it's not in the right spot and be on a crooked angle. But if you wiggle it around, you'll notice it will seat itself nicely, and you know it's got a good spot when my Allen key will not spin against there. So now you can see it starting to solid up. Now all I've got left is this last one here to kind of snug up. Sorry again, I'm not good with the camera and working. I'm not used to doing both. So now that's snugged up. That one's snugged up. And that one is now snugged up. Now you see everything's nice and solid. Everything's working the way it was supposed to. Now that is a little bit crooked here. I'm going to straighten that if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to or not now. The lock. Oh yeah, there we go. So now everything's perfect. That's the way it's supposed to be, nice and there's no slop. No slop in either one of those, so you can see that there. This one here was really bad. It would actually fall back against here before engaging anything. So this one here was like really loose. So that's all there is to it. It was a little scary at first, but when John talked me through it and then I called him and asked him a few questions, it was really quite simple. The only thing left to do is I'm going to put some grease on these fittings because they move, they slide. Let's keep them greased up, and then the boot will come over top of it and get fitted in. The cover over there clips over the back, and 2 screws, one over here, and you're all back together. I hope this helps someone, and best of luck if you attempt it. It really wasn't that bad. I started this probably about an hour ago, and I did my right, well, sitting on the machine, be my left joystick, this one here first, and then thought, I wish I would have videotaped it. And then when I was checking, this one's like, oh, that one's loose too, and that was the one that the dealer had repaired last year for me. So I went with the red Loctite. It's permanent. I went with blue. Sorry, the dealer went with red, which is you can break it. I went with the blue so it doesn't move again. In theory, I should never ever have to take that off again, I would hope. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to you. And thanks again to John at Aquaponics. He was a big help in me being able to do this as well. Take care, everyone.